What have we become? Everything that Chelsea Football Club is supposed to represent has been eroded within 2 years of Clearlake. We can see from that game, that opening 90 minutes of the season, that this is going to be a long, hard slog of a season. We are so average. We are so woeful. And the reason that I can say that, and the reason why we know it is going to be so awful, is because it was such a routine win for City. It was standard. It was a low-key victory, a standard, predictable, easy victory against a team who are in the Conference League. It was exactly what it was supposed to be. It wasn't Chelsea rising to the occasion. It wasn't Chelsea of old, shocking Man City. It was exactly what it was supposed to be. They are just so much better than us. We have no identity. We have no belief. We have no real personality. We are just a collection of distinctly average footballers being managed by a distinctly average manager who is a coward, being owned by a group of venture capitalists who have no interest in the true understanding and DNA of Chelsea Football Club. Put simply, we are a joke. We are a disgrace to the club that we once were. We are a disgrace to the institution that we are supposed to represent, and we are a disgrace to the badge on our shirt. This is going to be horrible this season. This is hateful, hateful ownership. And the sooner they are gone, the better. We are a shadow of everything that we once stood for. I mean, this fixture, Manchester City playing Chelsea, whether it's at Stamford Bridge or at the Etihad, what it should do, it should decide the title. It should be a title decider. It should be one of the most iconic tentpole events in the season. And instead of that, it's just a routine victory for City. That's what it is now. That's what it is. It used to be such a glorious fixture. Chelsea versus Manchester City over the years. It will decide the title. When Kevin De Bruyne scored at Stamford Bridge past Thibaut Courtois, they won the league. When Diego Costa ran them ragged and we beat them 3-1, Eden Hazard, Willian up there, we won the league. When Branislav Ivanovic scored that goal under Jose Mourinho, it was the most peak Jose Mourinho performance. And we beat them away from home thanks to Ivanovic, and we won the league. It's just not that anymore. It's time for us to almost redefine what Chelsea Football Club means to us. Redefine what the word itself means. Redefine what the institution represents. Because it's no longer what it has meant for the past 30 years. We're mid-table fodder. We're a mid-table team, and Manchester City have turned up at Stamford Bridge and won at a canter 2-0. Now, it's a good time to play City on some level. Phil Foden didn't start. Rodri's not available. Kyle Walker's coming back. John Stone's not there. There's many reasons why playing City early in the season should be an opportunity. And if you're a team with any semblance of personality, you can do something to City on the opening day. I mean, for crying out loud, we've seen Tottenham do it. Do you remember when Harry Kane was sitting on the bench and the Tottenham fans were singing, Harry, what's the score and all that? We've seen Tottenham do it to City on the opening day. There is a vulnerability, a chink in the armour to City. And instead of that, what are we doing? What are we doing? We are watching Cucurella get launched at the stadium by Erling Haaland. And I tell you what, Cucurella, you want to give it the big one. You want to be able to really, really show off, okay, you won the Euros, brilliant. But you're singing a song about Erling Haaland. You're singing a song about Erling Haaland. Now, if you can walk that walk, I swear to you, you need to be able to do it on the pitch. He's launched you off. The player that bounces off Haaland as he goes for a beautiful, exquisite, dinked finish, quick feet for Haaland is obviously Cucurella. Singing songs about Haaland. Haaland, you better tremble. Haaland, you better tremble because Cucurella is coming. Sings Cucurella. It's just embarrassing. It's a complete joke. And we are being led by Enzo Maresca, a championship manager. The B-Tech version of Pep Guardiola. The diet version of Pep Guardiola. I tell you what, we got well and truly done by the full-fat version of Guardiola today. We are such an imposter. How on earth can we expect to be better than City? How can we expect to compete with City when we employ somebody that is never, ever going to be as good because all he is a carbon copy of Guardiola? We have put somebody in the home dugout at Stamford Bridge who is nothing other than a B-Tech version of the man himself. We have appointed somebody because of a friendship with Guardiola. We have given somebody a job, one of the biggest jobs in the country. We have given somebody the Chelsea job because of a pre-existing relationship with Pep Guardiola. That is now enough to get you the Chelsea job. Simply by being friends with Pep Guardiola, you were considered good enough to be the Chelsea manager. It's just a disgrace. And you could see from the performance that nobody really cared. When you look at the Chelsea players, when you look at the way that they were conducting themselves, there wasn't, Caicedo tried, Lavia played well. There were moments. But realistically, the personality of the team, who was leading by example, who was taking the grain by the scruff of the neck, because none of them really get it. And the players that do get it are being forced out. And Enzo Maresca is allowing it to happen. He is facilitating the demise of the club because he doesn't have the wherewithal or the guts or the courage to stand in the way and say to the ownership, I need Colin Gallagher in this team. I need Trevor Chalobah in this team. He is going to do whatever he has to do. He is allowing them the opportunity to do anything. He will not stand in the way of this Win Stanley and Stewart project. He will not stand in the way. He will not be a brave roadblock for what Clear Lake are trying to do to Chelsea. He is a facilitator, and for that he is a coward, because he should be saying Conor Gallagher needs to play for this midfield. This midfield is being cut through. Mateo Kovacic is cutting through this Chelsea midfield at ease. At ease. There is no personality to the team. I mean, for crying out loud, Enzo Fernandez, about as average a footballer as you will ever see. Enzo Fernandez wearing a captain's armband. That's a disgrace, isn't it? It's a disgrace in itself. Can you believe the audacity? The Chelsea team took the knee and everything that represents before the game. They took the knee and then allowed Enzo Fernandez to play and disgracefully allowed Enzo Fernandez to wear the captain's armband. And do you know what? He is not fitting to wear that armband. It is a shameful day for Chelsea to allow Enzo Fernandez anywhere near that captain's armband. That captain's armband should weigh a lot. It should mean so much. It harbours so much. It matters. And they have allowed it to be tarnished by a man like Enzo Fernandez today. That captain's armband has been worn by Ruud Gullit. That captain's armband has been worn by Dennis Wise. It's been worn by John Terry. It's been worn by Frank Lampard. People who understand what it means to play for Chelsea, and they have allowed Enzo Fernandez to tarnish. I honestly just can't believe it. And the performance that he put in today, he is shocking. He is so below par. If anyone could somehow try and explain to me what Enzo Fernandez's role in the team is, or just give me even one example of something that he's good at on the pitch, I would love it, because I don't know what he's meant to do. I feel like we're a far worse team with him anywhere near it. And you think about the midfield that we amassed today, that midfield was worth an absolute fortune. Well over 200 million quid. You know, there's two players in that midfield that are worth a quarter of £1 billion. And a geezer that we sold for 30 million is cutting through us. And again, it comes back to the idiocy employed at managerial level. We don't have the players, we don't have the personnel to play out from the back. You know how we know this? 2 weeks ago, we played Man City in a friendly in the States. We were 2-0 down after 5 minutes because of our desperation and commitment to playing out from the back when we aren't good enough. We learned nothing from that. We learned nothing from that moment. Instead, we do it again today. How thick can you be? In pre-season, we tried to play out from the back and we got well and truly done. And they've employed exactly the same tactic today. Being a good manager means that you have to be pragmatic. You have to amend your system depending on the opposition. You can't simply play one way, regardless of the opposition, regardless of the personnel at your disposal. You simply play one way. It is so poor. And Mateo Kovacic today, obviously, scores against his old club. Obviously, is part of a team that have a comfortable victory. Easy. But it was such a poor goal to concede. Like, Fofana's clearance chipped towards Kovacic, who controls it on his chest, and then he's off. It's Kovacic, though. You're going to catch him. You're going to have an opportunity to catch him. Fernandez is there, does nothing. in the end, Kovacic drives forward, moves past Caicedo, goes round Fernandes like he's not there, and then he hits a shot towards goal from about 20 yards. A minor shot, a savable shot, an easy shot to look after. Sanchez, the donkey, dives to his right and basically punches the ball into the corner of his own net. We're constantly told, how good is a keeper with his feet? Can he do it with his feet? Can he start our attacks? Can he play as a sweeper? The geezer cannot catch. I don't care what he's like with his feet. He is terrible with his hands. Petrovic is a better goalkeeper than him. And somehow we are prioritising Sanchez because he can play the Maresca system because he's good with his feet. We're never, ever going to see how good he is with his feet because we don't have the players there that are capable of working with that. And we're going to be 1-0 down because he's so bad at goalkeeping. It's just atrocious. It really is that bad. And I just don't know where we're going to go from here. You've got Enzo Maresca in charge. He's brought on Kieran Dewsbury-Hall today. He's a good championship player, but he is nowhere near the player that Conor Gallagher is. And through politics and through the furtherment and the furtherance of finance, Conor Gallagher is nowhere near this team. Chelsea would have been a better back line if Trevor Chalobah was there. Raheem Sterling has taken to social media to put out a statement because he wasn't included in the squad. Now, he would have had assurances, as he says in that statement. It's basically a crisis before we've played 120 minutes of football this season. It's a crisis already. We're a shambles, and it's all because of Behrad Agbali and Todd Bowley. Clearlake is the worst thing to have ever happened to Chelsea Football Club. And Enzo Maresca, if he doesn't grow a pair, there's going to be some serious, serious conversations about him soon. How has he allowed this to facilitate? How has he allowed this situation to happen? It's a disgrace. And now we have the glamour of playing Servette. Do you know who Chelsea's next fixture is? We're playing Servette in the Conference League. How the mighty have fallen. Manchester City. I mean, if there was ever any doubt about them having the application or desire to win an unprecedented 5th league title in a row, it's over. They turned up at Stamford Bridge. They turned us over. They were hungry. They embarrassed us. Cucurella singing about Haaland. You mug. Singing about Haaland, and then he does that to you. And that set the tone. It's a disaster. And I tell you what, we're in for a long, hard season. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But that was a woeful performance. And it's just one crisis to another. I don't see how we find a way out of this. Let me know your thoughts in a bit.